My name is Muntu Law, and I own a health and wellness store. For the last 35 years, we've been in business, and we specialize in detoxing people, trying to get them to start new habits for the health and wellness of their whole entire body. So we teach them how to eat, what to eat, what not to eat, what to drink, what not to drink. And the store is at 956 Atlantic Avenue. We're in the heart of Brooklyn. I'm actually a certified herbalist, and we deal in herbs, and we make some of our own mixtures. Fortunately for people, nutritionists let you eat whatever you want to eat. So they deal in this fixed plate of food where you have to have certain things on the plate, and to me it's too many things. So we try to throw away the plate and let you eat much healthier foods. Healthier food is what we call plant-based. That means you can eat anything from the ground, the trees, the bushes, because they are organic, natural foods. So we eliminate foods that's manufactured in a warehouse, that's manufactured and grown in a barn. So we get rid of the barn and we plant the garden. And that's what we encourage people to eat. Well, most people eat because they like how the food tastes. Unfortunately, our taste buds are really wrong. So if you're in the barn, you're eating the chickens, they're dead. You're eating the turkeys, they're dead. When you come outside, you're eating the cows, and the cows and the chickens and the turkeys are smart enough to be vegetarians. The cows eat the grass, and you eat the cows, talking about where's the protein is coming from the cow. And the cow got the grass for their protein and all their nutrients. The chickens eat the grass, the nuts, the seeds, the corn. All animals that we eat are vegetarians. So we encourage people to eat what the animals eat instead of killing the animals for food. We also try to eliminate as much as we can the eggs, which comes from the turkey's private parts. And if you want to eat eggs, they should be cage-free organic eggs, which came from chickens that were not injected with all kinds of antibiotics. The other foods that's made from the barn, cheese, which gives you a lot of mucus, pure fat, milk. Humans are actually eating and drinking products made with cow's milk, when in fact, since we're not baby cows, we should not be drinking cow's milk. The cows, when they have their babies, actually send their baby cows out after they have breastfed for a while to eat the grass. So the cows are really smarter than the humans. Food that's processed, pasta, food that's high in mucus, rice, cheese, spaghetti. This is what humans are eating, and if humans paid more attention to their bodies, they'll see as they get a little bit older, they're putting on weight, which is just garbage, just waste. So basically, humans are simply not pooping enough. Well, everybody's body is vegan or vegetarian. It's just that our brains have not caught up yet. I've been vegan, well, I started out vegetarian, vegan for maybe about 20, 25 years. Well, vegan means that the food is 100% organically grown, the soil is healthy, so you're eating foods that's really perfect. Vegetarians mean that you can eat some foods that might not be organic, but they're not from an animal and they're not animals. A lot of vegetarians say that they are vegetarians, but in fact, what it means is they don't eat meat, But basically, from my experience, they're eating everything else. Since our bodies cannot digest meat, it backs up in our system. And so therefore, if it's backed up in your system, you're not pooping it out. And that's what the weight is. And most of that poop stays in the stomach. And you can see men with big stomachs, although sometimes they go to the gym and they work out. So they got really strong arms and good muscles, but they're also loaded and bathed in fat. And so since we don't have the digestive system of the lions and the tigers, those are the animals that eat meat, but we don't eat them yet. So everything backs up in the system. So if you have a plate of food and you got a piece of chicken on there and you got some pasta on there or some rice, you have some overcooked vegetables, and then you have dessert after all of that, you will note that in a few years you will be getting fat because you're not pooping out all the food. Now it's very difficult to convince humans to eat plant-based foods, but if you see that you're getting a little puffy stomach and women who's getting arms that look like elephant's legs, and if you see that you got a mushroom gut, then at one point you should say to yourself, has to be I'm eating the wrong foods. But instead, what happens is when something is wrong with your body, we go to the doctors. Now the doctors are diagnosticians. They can tell you exactly what is wrong with you. They got a name for everything. High blood pressure, diabetes, cholesterol. But the real name is malnutrition, constipation, because all of that food is just backed right up in your system and you think you're eating good. Some people call it comfort food, but it's actually food that's killing us. So then the doctors will write out a prescription. If you got high blood pressure and diabetes and cholesterol, because they take the blood test and they tell you what you got. Prescriptions cannot cure any disease. That's why people are on medications for years. People who have diabetes, you can actually get rid of diabetes in less than 30 days with some of the tonics and the drinks and the recommendations that we make. But they stay on the medicine for diabetes, sugar going up, going down, going up, going down, and they think they can take a medication or insulin to cure diabetes. You'll be on this medicine for 20, 30, 40 years until you lose your eyesight, because diabetes is the leading cause of blindness. You lose a toe, a foot, a leg. But you're under the doctor's care all of these years. And then you're on dialysis because the medications and the diabetes will ruin your kidneys. And so we're following this protocol from the doctors because the doctor said, but if the doctors would realize, but there's no money in it for them to realize, that we can heal ourselves if we just clean out all the garbage. First, you got to clean out all the garbage. And so therefore, you have to poop at least 4 times a day. Because if you're not cleaning out, you could eat an apple and it's just going to pile up on top of all that other gunk that you're walking with in your body. So you have to clean, and we have the stuff that shows you how to clean. We give out samples to everybody who comes in the store. You got to clean and rebuild at the same time. You're not just going to start off eating healthy. People say, well, I'm trying to stop the chicken, which raises cholesterol, by the way, causes fibroid tumors and colon cancer, and really bad for men's prostate. I'm trying to stop this. But I love cheese. I can't stop the cheese. I can't stop the meat. And if you keep eating the meat, here's what happens. We kill the meat, and then the meat turns around and kills us. But you can't have a plate of food without an animal on it. We eat way too much animals over a period of time and the animal byproducts. We're never supposed to have blood pressure and cholesterol and diabetes. We're never supposed to get cancer. It just means your immune system is compromised. You got too much mucus in your body, but you are addicted to these foods, and foods are going to kill more people than alcohol, cigarettes, and drugs combined. People in the church, they don't drink, they don't smoke, they don't curse, which has nothing to do with anything, but they're overweight and they eat way too much of everything. They're walking with canes. Oh, my arthritis is killing me, my knees are hurting. We've done this to ourselves. The doctors cannot help you. He can give you the medicine for diabetes, and you'll notice if you're checking, goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. It's not the answer. We have to do the work. But the other thing is, humans are too lazy to do the work. Exercise. It's diet and exercise and healthy thoughts. Cleaning out your body of all the garbage. But exercise, I see the people in the gym. They're exercising. They got big guts. What are they doing? Exercising and running over to Dunkin' Donuts? Yes, it's an addiction. Coffee will kill more people than alcohol, cigarettes, and drugs. I studied under Dick Gregory. He told me that over 40 years ago. It will kill you. But people cannot wake up in the morning without having their cup of coffee. Some people have 2 and 3 cups of coffee. And it's the worst thing in the world. And I tell the people who come in here, don't drink coffee. But when you go outside, do what you do. Sodas. How is humans drinking sodas? What is in a soda to make you healthy? Nothing. What is in a hamburger? What is in a piece of cake? What is in a Dunkin' Donut to make you healthy? But when we're hungry, we will eat and drink anything. So my advice is, don't ever get hungry. Guess what? We don't have any discipline. We don't have any commitment. And now, after Thanksgiving and going into Christmas, we're going to eat and drink as much as we can. We're going to stuff ourselves. And then we're going to sit on the couch and fall asleep. And then we're going to get back up in an hour or so, and you're going to stuff yourself again. And then you got to have desserts. At these functions, there's 3, 4, 5, 6 desserts. You got a plate. You got ham on the plate, which comes from the pig, the nastiest animal on the planet. But I guess you see this pretty ham with all the pineapples on there and everything. You don't consider it a nasty animal that is on your table. So you got the ham, you got a piece of fish, you got some turkey, you got cabbage, you got collard greens with turkey wings in there. You got the mac and cheese with 3 different kinds of cheeses. You got the candied yams with the marshmallows. You sit down with your family and you give thanks and give blessings, and then you kill yourself with all the food. It's just not right. See, when you juice your vegetables and juice your fruits, you drink them, you don't even have to chew. They're not cooked. The juices that we make here, we don't cook the food. It's fresh organic greens, it's fresh organic fruits. And so once you cook your vegetables, you've actually lost 90% of its nutrients, its vitamins, and its minerals, whether you boil or stir fry. When you juice, you get all of the vitamins, all of the minerals. It's like solar system. It's like the sun going into your body to nourish you. Your cells get healthy. You can't get cancer with healthy cells. You cannot have Parkinson. You cannot have blood pressure, because your food's literally going in your body through your mouth, and it gives you life and energy. So you can juice, but you can also eat some healthy foods. Small meals, small portions. Don't eat and drink at the same time, because then you got to run to the drugstore and get Tums for acid indigestion. And so you get the Tums, but you're not chewing your food properly. You're drinking and eating at the same time. You're eating dead food. And then, say on Saturday night you have a meal, but you didn't eat all of the food. So you got leftovers. So on Sunday, you're going to reheat the same food that was dead when you ate it on Saturday night. So you overcook the vegetables Saturday night, you put them in the refrigerator, now you're going to take them out and reheat them. You have no vitamins and no minerals in leftover food. I have never had any bad news about marijuana, which is an herb. So if the herb, which causes relaxation, is good for stress, will relax you, it has no bearing on the food that you're eating. So I don't have a negative opinion of marijuana. Now, however, the government saw that people are making so much money selling weed that now they're legalizing it so that the government can make all of the money. So marijuana is fine. I've never smoked marijuana ever, but anybody who's doing marijuana, it's not the marijuana that's going to kill us, it's the food that's going to kill us. So we do have a CBD oil that we sell. We also have a CBD tonic that people who have insomnia and cannot sleep, they just do 1 tablespoon at night before going to bed. And we also have a CBD water. Now these products don't make you high, they just do the healing without getting high. The CBD water, the men come and get it. A lot of people, they just buy it by the case. So it's relaxing, it's good for prostate for men, it's good for arthritis, for pain and stuff. We have a CBD honey that you just take 1 teaspoon at night and it relaxes you, gets rid of stress, so it kind of calms you down. So people who are smoking weed, that's on them. I'm just more concerned with the health of the body inside, with your liver, your kidneys, your pancreas, your spleen. How is your heart doing? Are you killing your heart? Are you blocking up your arteries by eating too much cheese and rice and pasta and still drinking cow's milk, which is really designed just for baby cows? I'm concerned with every organ in the body, but we're also concerned with your blood. If you go to the doctors will take your blood. They can tell you what is wrong with you, but they cannot fix you until you heal yourself and fix yourself. When people come in, I either ask them for their blood tests because we don't do blood here, or they can just tell me what medications they're on and for what reason they're on the particular medications. And so, based on what the doctor has diagnosed them with, is how we make our assessments and we recommend certain things. For the most part, everybody needs to clean out because we've been eating the wrong food for years and years. Even babies are overweight and not healthy. And so we use colon cleanse pills and we give you samples of that to see how it works you, because the stuff is literally stuck up in there. We have a Muntu's Protein Energy green drink. It's a powder and it has about 20 herbs in it: spirulina, moringa, soursop, sea moss, barley, wheatgrass. We have vitamin C, we have lecithin, psyllium. This is breakfast. You blend it with organic juice and you throw in berries, especially blueberries, which is like the anti-cancer fruit. You can throw in blackberries, strawberries, but you got to throw in blueberries and you blend it. Now some people got blenders, but they're too lazy or too busy to blend. But when you blend it, it becomes a magnificent smoothie. Now I've been drinking this for over 50 years. You never get sick, ever. Never sick. And the goal for humans is to never be sick. And if you have any kind of sickness, you've done it to yourself. As each person comes in, we ask them personal questions. Sometimes they like private consultation if they have serious issues. Otherwise, we ask them, how old are you? How much do you weigh? How much should you weigh? And how tall are you? Now, if a female is 5'3" and 40 years old and weighs 250 pounds, we know right away that she's overweight and that she's a candidate down the road for diabetes, the typical diabetes, blood pressure, cholesterol, breast cancer. If they drink coffee, we know that they are a candidate for breast cancer, heart attack, and stroke. So we'd ask them, well, what do you think you should weigh, and how much did you weigh when you were like 20, 25, or 30 years old, which is usually the right weight. Because the average female at 20, 25 years old, the average, weighs about 120, 25 pounds. But over the years, and they think it's because they're getting older that they're now overweight, and we've had women who are overweight by 100 pounds. You cannot have a healthy body if you're overweight by even more than 25 pounds. Okay, the number one thing, although there's not usually any one thing because the body has a lot of parts to it, but the number one thing I recommend is my Muntu's apple cider vinegar mixture that I make with 20 herbs in it. And what that does is purify and cleanse the blood. If your blood is clean, you go to the doctor, he can take your blood, but when he gets the results, there will be nothing wrong. He takes your blood, he tells you if you have high cholesterol, if you have cancer, if you have diabetes. He takes your blood and then he diagnoses what is wrong with your blood. If you have purified blood, the number one thing on the planet to have, you will not have any disease ever. And in order to have purified blood, of course, you got to be on a plant-based diet. You cannot continue to eat the goats and the rabbits and the iguanas and the pigs and the turkeys and the chickens and the cows. You cannot have a healthy body with healthy blood if you're eating all of these different animal products.
Jazzable Social, all about the critique.